So welcome back. We will start with the next module, that is a CICD on AWS, and here we will look how the DevOps comes into picture with its two team working as a single team. An integral part of DevOps, that is adopting its cultural philosophy, that working together as AWS organization itself says that a continuous integration and continuous delivery deployment are happening, where the commit or the changes to its code are happening, and how the testing and deployment phase are working all along with. So let's start and begin. So this is the application lifecycle management. So how an application lifecycle is being running through, as the word DevOps itself is a two-term word which is holding a single team collaboration of two teams, that is a development team and a IT, that is operation team. So that here you can, in the picture, it is a self explanation that it gives application and infrastructure. So development team is actually working on the application. It is writing the application code, it is doing a build, that is compiling the code, doing a unit test to that application code, then the package application code is done. So this package applications are also saved to the artifact repository, and that code, the whole application is then deployed. So how it is deployed? It is deployed to its development environment, where it is even tested in the environment itself. So while writing with the application code, it also pushes, like, GitHub is there, so it pushes the code over that repo. There is a version control happening, SCM is a source control management thing. And in the same way, what the IT ops team does, what you require, okay, you are just writing a code and you are deploying, but you need an infrastructure, right? So for that infrastructure, an IT operational team is writing an infrastructure code. So if a person from a development team is writing a code in say Python or Java or anything, is using that packages jar or that are saved to the artifact repository. So doing the same with IT operational team, that is operational team, what it does is it writes the code in YAML or JSON script. So this is about writing an infrastructure code. Then the YAML and JSON script, what it is written. Okay, if you want to go with EC2 instance, then the EC2 instance, the configuration details are built. So the build AMIs, the AMIs are built in for that, and it validates that template. Okay, so we need an infrastructure. Let's say we need an EC2 infrastructure. So with the help of different tools like Terraform, Ansible, there is an automate deployment happening. After that, it deploys the infrastructure. So here your EC2 is being deployed. It's being created. So this is over a production environment. So here there is a production environment, there is a development environment, and these two teams are collaborating over each other. There are artifacts that are being produced by the Ansible or Terraform that are saved in artifact repo. Then the jar war files are saved through the package through artifact repo. Then your GitHub, that is a version control thing that is given through your application code or infrastructure code for that. So this is how a development team and an IT operational team works in hand. Even if these two terms are different, DevOps is a single term that is giving you a boost to your business, that is boosting your business, and that is the thing that is required in changing environment of your business. So this is the application lifecycle management. This is how it is done. A DR environment, you say disaster recovery environment, disaster management environment, where you put your code. If there is a disaster happening, you deploy your code over that environment. So yes, this is about application lifecycle management. And now we are going to see AWS CI/CD basic workflow. So as we go through the pipeline, we know there is a source, your source is into GitHub, then there is a build happening, code build is there, AWS code build. So there are different actions happening over there. These are the different stages through your pipeline, that is source, build, deploy. Okay, you want to deploy a Java application over your Elastic Beanstalk. So yes, you can deploy it over Elastic Beanstalk. So these are your requirements. It is your workflow that you are going all along. So this is a generalized picture where it is say AWS CI/CD basic workflow. Basic workflow includes a pipeline where from going from a source, build, and deploy. There are actions happening in the build. And there are different stages from source to build and build to deploy. And we are deploying a Java application over Elastic Beanstalk. So next is advanced workflow. So in build, what happens is we want parallel actions to be happening. You want to build a code that using code build, build pipeline is there, and the same manner in parallelly you want to notify the developers using a Lambda function. So this is an advanced workflow that you wish your requirement for. So going through the source that is into the GitHub, then building it, AWS Code Build, then you notify the developers with a Lambda function. These are the two steps, two actions happening in parallelly. Then you deploy your Java application to the Elastic Beanstalk. So this is a overall pipeline, CICD advanced workflow. And now going through a complex workflow. In the build, there is a code build, a testing API through run scope, and then you notify the developers. So these are the sequential actions. Okay, so you want to deploy into your EB, but you need approval for that. So users can push one more function, and you just say that, okay, I need an approval to be pushed into deployment or to go onto the production. So you can give it into that sequential action. And this is how a complex workflow work along, like source, build, and deploy. In the build, there are different things that you go with. There will be sequential actions happening. As in the advanced workflow, we saw parallel actions happening, but here build is like a sequential actions happening where your code build is happening, then the test API that is through run scope. After that, okay, notify the developers. Okay, no, we want to go with approval, approving the thing before going to move on with deployment. So you can add one more to that. And this is the CI/CD complex workflow. So yes, let's stop over here and thank you for joining the session. We have all seen what was a CI/CD and what were the different DevOps services over AWS. So we went through CI/CD, how were the different stages of DevOps, and what were the things that were necessary in the development of an application, how was the life cycle of an application, and how actually different services came into the stages through the phases that of DevOps were working through, from source to monitor, how AWS CodeCommit came into picture, then build, deploy, pipeline, all we have seen through. And now let's see a short demo on AWS Code Pipeline. So let's take a break over here. I hope this was an session where you have gone through AWS DevOps and you have understood this. So this is a good thing. So let's stop over here.